Mrs. Spitz. We have a lesson today on integers. You may remember the set of numbers that we've learned about before: natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers. So integers fall in that section, including whole numbers and negative numbers. So let's take some examples of integers. If we had an example of 14 degrees above 0, would that be a positive number or a negative number? Well, if it's above 0, we're going to give it a little positive sign, okay? 14, positive 14 degrees. If we have a loss of 12 points, then we would consider that negative 12. If we had 30 meters below sea level, how would we write that? If sea level is our point, such as 0 would be on a number line, and it's below, we would put negative 30 meters, okay? Okay, so let's look over here at this number line that we have. And 0 is in the middle of the number line. All of the numbers to the right of 0 are considered positive numbers. All the numbers to the left of 0 we consider negative numbers when they're below 0, right? So there's one sign that we use in talking about numbers. It's called absolute value. An absolute value means the spaces or distance the integer is from the origin or 0. And I'll give you the sign for that. There's a sign or a symbol for absolute value, and I'm going to abbreviate it by AV. It's two parallel lines, like that. And when a number is inside of that, let's take positive 5. We're looking at the number line and we're saying, well, how many spaces is positive 5 from 0? I want to know the absolute value of it. And it doesn't come out as positive or negative, it just comes out telling us the number of spaces that it is from the origin. Again, if I wanted to take the absolute value of negative 5, I would be looking over here on the below 0, but it's still 5 spaces. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So the absolute value of negative 5 is 5. The absolute value of positive 5 is 5 as well. I'm going to erase this. Give you a moment to write that down. Okay, so we can compare integers, right? And we usually compare them according to this number line that we have, right? So numbers going up in the positive direction, usually we give them the positive value. Numbers going down here have the negative value, right? And so we can use these signs of greater than and less than to compare numbers. So if you have your silver book and you've missed classwork today, go ahead and turn to page 274. And we'll do some classwork together in there, right? And if you'll notice for number 1, it's asking you to write an integer for positive 16. Now you could put that positive sign there with the 16, but if you don't, it still means positive 16. All numbers that are positive really have an invisible positive sign there. We don't really usually use them unless we're using negative numbers in the same fashion, and we want to put that in. All right, what about the number 2, 20 degrees Fahrenheit below 0? So if it's below 0, we'll have a negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, kind of a funny F there. Let me redo this. All right, 3 says 7 units to the left of 0. Let's look back at our number line. 7 units to the left, that means going down this way, right? It would go past the 6 to 7. We would have a negative 7 on that one, okay? All right, number 4, I'm going to erase some of this so we can have a little bit more room here. 4 in classwork says, write the absolute value of each. So you have that absolute value symbol, those 2 parallel lines, with the number inside. Remember, it always comes out looking like a positive number because it's just the distance from 0 or the origin. So this would come out as 15. Negative 15, the absolute value of negative 15 is 15. Number 5 is the absolute value of positive 20. Comes out also just as 20. You can also put that positive sign there. 6 is the absolute value of positive 1, which again comes out as positive 1. And 7 is the absolute value of negative 16, and that would come out as positive 16. All right, I'm going to skip down to 10. And you're going to compare these numbers using either less than or greater than, okay? And I erased those, hopefully you wrote them down. This is greater than, this is less than. So 9, positive 9 versus positive 12, right? Positive 9 is lower on the positive line than 12, so it's going to be less than, right? 11 is 0 is what to negative 7? Is it less than or greater than? Well, if you want to look at your number line, you can, right? You have negative 7 will be way down here. 0 is what? Well, it's farther up the number line, so it's going to be greater than, right? So put that symbol greater than. And one more. A negative 14 compared to negative 8. Okay, let's look over at our number line. So we don't have that as far down as negative 14, but let's say where negative 14 is here. Negative 8 would be 7, 8. So how would we say that? Is negative 14 greater than or less than? Anything down below this number line, the further it goes, the less it is, right? So this is going to be less than negative 8. Even though that value, 14, is larger than 8, when it's in negative, it keeps going down as a smaller value. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson. We're able to catch up a little bit from classwork. Have a great day. Bye.